Welcome to my review of the GS Audio GD5. These are a hybrid, so they have 4 balanced armatures and 1 dynamic driver per side. These are priced more affordably than the first GS Audio product, which is the GT12. Now that was much more of a gamble than this because it was much more expensive, but I will put the link in the top corner and in the description for that review. So like I said, yeah, this is a hybrid, much cheaper. This has customized colours, which I'll show you in a bit when I open it up. The GT12 had the standard kind of colours. It wasn't modified at all or customised or anything like that. I had the different shell on these and the different faceplates. But yeah, so full disclaimer is I bought these myself. And I was not paid to do this video, and all the thoughts and opinions are my own as per usual. And yeah, let's see what you get inside this carry case. So no real unboxing. All you get is it comes in a cardboard box and it comes in just this kind of carry case. And it's the same kind of case that was on the GT12 I did. I presume it's the same for all the others. So this is what it comes like. Now look at these bad boys. By default, which obviously I will link in the description, is the actual listing, and the standard basically colour for this is like a purple with some like metal flake. Obviously you just check the link after the video, but I chose this because I wanted to see you could see the internals better. So here is the crossover board, the DD, which is not really that vented, and there's the balance armatures there, which are a mixture of I think Belsing and Sonian. I'm not quite sure. I will obviously, you can always check the description. And that's just a better look. Take this off. So you can see these 3 different bores straight down. And that's it. Really nice build quality. This is the faceplate from a more expensive model, but that's what I wanted on here, and I think it looks pretty good. Recessed 2-pin. And if I can get it on. Done. So as you can tell, that one's L. That's basically left. There's no L marking, but that's what they look like. Really nice build. As you can see, it's so clear. So there's a sneak peek. I've actually tried these, so they do work fine. And that's just the other one. Again, really nice kind of clear shell. The cable, which I'll unravel in a bit. Really nice. So cleaning brush, small, another pair of mediums, small, large, mediums, and obviously the brush. And that's it. So case has a bit of padding. And that's it. So I'm just going to open that cable up and have a good look. Also, the cable is slightly different there than it is the GT12. I don't know if that's how it is, or because the GT12 is technically older than this when I've had this, because they are made to order. So yeah, I'm going to open the actual cable and have a good look. So nice metal kind of obviously connector. I like right angled, but that doesn't really matter really. So obviously only 3.5 only. This seems different compared to the actual one on the actual GT12. So that's just how it is. Strain relief there. There's a few kinks in the cable because I've literally just opened it up. But the quality of the cable seems the same as before. Very nice. You probably won't have to change it unless you want to go like balanced. So that's the Y splitter, which is pretty good. Strain relief is very stiff. You have to wiggle it. It works very well, if that matters to you. Entangled already. And yeah, that's what it looks like. It's a slightly loose weave, as you can see. Connector says R. Right there. There's no colour options, so I like if there's a bit of colour on there, so you know straight away which one. Otherwise you have to really look to see what it is. It's R. That one's L. can just about see it there. And that's pretty much it. So obviously before this review, I've actually been using the GD5, so I know that they actually do work fine. But I'm going to spend some more time with them. And yeah, which you'll see in a few seconds in the next clip, obviously through the power of editing and time. And yeah, so into the future now. So finally on to the review. Here's just another better look. So it's 5 drivers, there's 4 BAs there. Obviously the 1 DD there, it's not a large one, but yeah, so that's what it looks like. Take this off. Like I showed you before, but you can always have another look. So there's 3 balls, 1 ball from the DD, 2 from 2 of the BAs, and then another one from the other BAs. It's a Sony, I think, dual unit. The other one says a customised unit, which I believe is belting, which is normally in the KZs and things like that. But tuned well, I don't think it really matters. And obviously the DD's there, and the crossover board. So build quality, like I said before, the build quality is really good. And like I said before, this is customised to what I wanted. Normally these have like a purple shell with like flakes in it, like a metal flake. Obviously I will link in the description the product page for this, so you can check that out. But yeah, really good. Sound isolation is very good. It kind of, they feel like more like an all-BA unit than a DD unit there. That's what it sounds like in like the kind of how they work, which is fine really. I don't mind that. Some people probably do, but personally I have no issue at all. So isolation was good. These also have a really nice 3D presentation, which I wasn't really expecting, but that's kind of cool. So sound stage was good, as it's kind of the same kind of thing. Everything sounds 3D. It was good. Isolation was good. These are easy to power. I had no issues. Fairly standard kind of. There wasn't hard or slightly hard or easy. There's kind of in the middle. No issues at all. I don't think you need any fancy gear to power these. I had no issues with a few different items. I tried on my Topping L30. I tried it out of my phone, my Poco F2 Pro, which is obviously has a headphone socket. No issues at all. A few of my audio adapters. It's fine really. I had no issues. No issues at all. Comfort was very good. That's that just shape, as you can see. I had no issues. The comfort felt kind of the same as the GT12s. I had no issues really. I think the shell is pretty much the same kind of size. So yeah. So sound. Right now I'm going to overlay my graph of them, which is the left unit. The right one was the same. You can see they have a neutral, well, basically a neutral presentation with a small sub-bass elevation, shall we say. So these are really lean on mid-bass. So I do like a lot of electronic music, which does seem to appreciate a mid-bass slam, shall we say, and these don't have that. But I prefer sub-bass over mid-bass anyway, and these sound so clean. And when you've got a track with sub-bass, you do hear it because it just has it. The DD isn't really used all that much. It just does, as you can see, anything from maybe 400 hertz ish on that graph, and down to 20 hertz. It's only a very gradual rise. It's not really like a KZ. DD does a lot more, but they sound a lot more coloured than these. This sounds very clean because of its sound signature, and as you can see, a very gradual rise up towards the 2K instead of being like a massive, like a cliff face. It's not like that. It's more gradual, and it actually has really nice treble extension. I had no issues with sibilants. I kind of thought I was going to have some, but where it dips at 5K is where sibilants normally kind of sits, so I didn't really have any. These are very carefully tuned, considering there's not many drivers in there. They did a nice job, and it's actually good treble extension up towards, as you can see, like the 8K. I know there's a peak there from the coupler, but it's good to see that these actually have more treble in that region than the GT12 do, which is quite a feat, considering there's a completely like half the driver count at best. But yeah, nice piece of tuning. Instruments on the whole sound very accurate. They're very, I wouldn't say overly forward, but they're there. So the instrument placement is good. Female and male vocals both sound very clear and very natural, which is quite good. It doesn't sound as natural as a DD, as a single DD, but not many do. The coherency of the drivers used is very good. This company seems to know exactly what they're doing with the tuning, considering it is a more affordable option. But it's not the cheapest option in the lineup. There's a single BA and there's a few ones below this, and obviously there's a lot above this. This is in their like cost-effective range, shall we say? Because there's a range above this, which is the high performance, I think, which uses all Sonian and all Knowles drivers. I think their lower cost range uses a mixture of like Sonian and Belsing, or as they class them as customized drivers. But as you can see there, good treble extension. Really hard to fault, to be honest. They do everything right, really. And you can see from here, you can see the very clear show. You can see what you're paying for. But yeah, really good tonality. Obviously, I don't really speak about music genres all that much because everybody listens to different things. You got somebody likes thrash metal, or then somebody likes classical, somebody likes pop music or EDM, trance, which I like. Then you got people who like jazz. It goes on and on and on. But try and gauge your music from how graphs work is probably the best way to describe it. I found that these worked quite well across a lot of genres, not all. I'd say for electronic music, you'd probably want maybe a little bit more mid-bass to get more, for it to sound a bit more energetic, but that's just my opinion. But for what I've tried this with, it sounds very good overall. It's really hard to fault. GS Audio have done a really nice job. And of this video, when this gets released, there's a GT12X coming out, so I may get that to compare to the GT12. So to see what the differences are, because I do like the GT12s. It's quite a they do have a better resolution than this because it's just got sheer number of drivers. But for 5 drivers that's in these, I think they've done a really nice job. I don't want to keep waffling on, but on the whole, as you can see the graph. I like what they've done. They've done a nice job. Really quite good extension either end. I'd probably like, if it probably me or just how my couple of measures, but I'd probably like a little bit more sub bass. It's got good treble extension, which again I was quite pleased with. They've got the balance kind of right with it, because you can either go over, you can go far too much like the Teen T2 Evo, or you can go like the Shozy Ceres, which is far too dark. So you have to kind of get the right balance, but obviously you can't please everyone. So yeah, I think my conclusion is the GD5s are actually pretty good. Obviously measures very well. It's got good extension either side of the frequency range. Obviously just drop off after 10, but most of your hearing is done 1K to like 6K, so it's not a big deal at all. You do lose a bit of air in air quotes because of the drop off, but yeah, on the whole these are really good. They seem quite versatile, and yeah, overall they do a pretty good job. Flaws, not really. The only real negatives, I'd probably like a bit more sub bass, but that's probably been a bit picky. Obviously you can use a bit of EQ. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to the GT12X and whatever else they probably pull out, because they already have quite a few models in the lineup, really, which is, for one brand, that's a lot of models. And yeah, I think I'll probably end it there, but yeah, they did a nice job. There's so many models to cover. Obviously this is only my second one, so yeah, I'll probably end it there. So thank you very much for watching. Anything else you want to let me know, as usual, in the comments, and yeah, take care.